The Townsend Realty Group invested in the 5 different properties listed in the table above. The table shows the amount in dollars the company paid for each property and the corresponding monthly rental price in dollars the company charges for the property at each of those 5 locations. Now, let's read the question itself. The relationship between the monthly rental price R in dollars and the property's purchase price P in thousands of dollars can be represented by a linear function. Which of the following functions represents the relationship? So a couple of things. Thankfully, again, this tells us what concept this is about. It's about linear functions. We can actually confirm this by glancing at the answers. They're all linear functions. But there's one keyword here that's been underlined. It's that the purchase price, P, is in thousands of dollars. So a little bit of a problem is that this column here is in thousands of dollars. This right here is just in regular dollars. So we're going to have to adjust that as we're doing the math. So let's go ahead and dive in. Writing linear functions means that we have to have a slope because the equations are in the form of y equals mx plus b. So we have to have a slope that needs to be a number. And we also have to figure out the y-intercept that also needs to be a number. So let's actually go ahead and start by finding slope. Remember, slope can be found by, using the tiny formula, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. And this, of course, is going to sound very familiar because we've done several of these already. Forgive me if I start sounding like a broken record. It's just the nature of this exam. And that's the point. It's so repetitive, this exam, in that the concepts are asked about over and over again. And this is just proof. So if you know the concepts, then you're guaranteed to do just well on this exam. So if you're going to use this formula to find slope, we need ordered pairs. And we can pick any pair that we want from this. And I'm just going to randomly go with, why don't we go with this one, the driftwood, and let's go with maybe Hamilton circle, right? So the first pair is, 176,000, comma, 1,310. That's our first ordered pair. Our second ordered pair, we can go with 450,000 and 3,365. Now let's go ahead and just plug these in. We can call this top ordered pair y1s and call this bottom ordered pair our y2s, x2 and y2. So we would have 3,365 minus 1,310 over 450,000 minus 176,000. So when we continue doing the math here, you'll find that 365 minus 1310 is 2,055. And this is, of course, section 4, so you can use a calculator for this. No harm at all. And then 450,000 subtract 176,000 is 274,000. So a quick division here will end up giving us a 0.0075 as our slope. So we can pause here for a minute and glance at the answers. And to your surprise, maybe you see that there is no 0.0075 on any of these slopes. This is 2.5, 5, 6.5, and 7.5. And the reason that is we were told that the purchase price is in thousands of dollars, so we have to adjust for that. We have to move this decimal that we had 3 places to the right because thousand has 3 zeros. So that is going to give us the slope of 7.5. And with that said, we can see that the clear answer here is D because it's the only question that has 7.5 as slope. So we can stop there. However, just in case there was another question that had a 7.5, a slope of 7.5, let's just show what that would look like. So I'm going to keep working this out. We now know the slope is 7.5x plus b. And then we would need to go ahead and figure out the y-intercept, what b is. And to do that, we just need to pick any other point to plug in. So this is an x value and y value. Why don't we just go with that? So for the y value, it's 515. Let's plug in 515 right here. Equals 7.5 times 70,000 plus b. This would help us figure out the y-intercept. So you'll find that 7.5 times 70,000 is what? Actually 70, because this is in thousands. 7.5 times 70, because we want to account for thousands, it becomes 525 plus b on the right side. And then we have 515 on the left. So we subtract 525 from each side as shown. And of course those cancel, so our b value ends up being -10. And you can see that the b value here is -10. Again, we didn't have to go this far, so we could have just stopped right at the realization that 7.5 is the correct slope, and we only have one choice that has 7.5 as a slope, so that was perfectly fine. I was just showing you what you would do if you needed to go further. So yeah, D would be the correct answer to this question.